Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of This Is My Bourbon Podcast. I am your host, Barry. With me this week, I got my two co-hosts, my two bestest friends. It's Eric and Swan sitting down with me.
It's hard out here for a swan.
It is hard out here. I don't fit in any bird baths.
Well, you said something on the pregame chats that made me really worried about you, and I'm not going to even say the word.
We probably shouldn't.
You gotta go listen to it, and then you can call me out or cancel me or kill me or whatever you need to do.
No, I just worry about you. If that's really how it happens out there for swans, I'll honestly worry about you.
The progression, though, of call me out, cancel me, or kill me.
I don't know. Some people get outraged.
Whatever fits your method of...
Made an observation.
I'm just worried about you.
We're always worried about each other.
It's
That's how it goes. Well, hey, if you were worried enough that you needed to listen to a new podcast and you're here for the first time, thank you so much for being here. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, thank you so much for checking that out. If you are listening and you would rather watch on YouTube, you can head to youtube.com/This Is My Bourbon Podcast. There might be a C in between youtube.com and there's like two slashes, like youtube.com/C/This Is My Bourbon Podcast, like C's for channel.
Really?
I've seen that a few times recently. I don't know if that's true.
I think if you just go to YouTube and search this,
you could do that too. But the idea is that we have
too much.
Do you think there's somebody out there that literally types the full address? Like they're that picky. They're like, I'm typing HTT.
Well, so there's still people in this world that they go to the Google search bar in Chrome and then they go google.com. So maybe. I've seen it happen.
I mean, kudos to you because that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
but
those are the same people that get upset too. They're like, they changed the Google screen. I'm calling my son. He needs to put it back on the regular. I don't want this new one.
Why is Maya Angelou at the top of the page?
Google does the special things where it's like a special day and like
that's what.
Yeah. And I'm
like
just
Ninja Turtle.
That was the joke.
I mean, I didn't. I thought you said Michelangelo.
Maya Angelou.
I thought you was talking about Ninja Turtles. I thought you were talking about it's like Ninja Turtle Day, and they changed it to that, and you click on it, and like Michelangelo does like a kickflip to the
famous
Google
author, animated turtles.
I didn't know.
Flying blind, everybody.
I thought you were talking about Michelangelo, the Ninja Turtle. Ninja Turtle Day. They would have changed it to that.
That is the greasiest thing you have ever said on this podcast.
But I'm serious.
That's the part that we're laughing at.
Buddy, I love you.
I love you too. I don't get the joke.
Okay. Well, that's okay. But if you want to support the show, you can head to patreon.com/MyBourbonPodcast for as little as $1 a month. $5 a month, though, gets you a bunch of bonus content, including the pregame chats, also including Pours from the Floor or Sampling Irresistible. It depends on what time of the year we're in, or month, I guess.
What season it is.
What season? We just started season 3.
Whatever we're feeling, you know?
Yeah. We just started season 3 of Pours from the Floor, which is crazy. We had a really good one this week, too. I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
Yeah.
But it's taterific.
Yeah. It was probably like, if you were comparing it to TV shows, it would probably have been like the midpoint where they like try to like make the big thing happen right at like episode like 4.5.
Yeah.
So
they're trying to like tease the big event.
Yeah, because season 3's they're hit or miss.
Yeah,
some people may hate it, some people may like it.
That could be the turning point for when people decide whether or not they're going to keep watching. Yeah. Well, hopefully you keep watching right now, because we're about to do some Flying Blind, which is how we normally kick off episodes.
We do.
We get blinded by something by one of the co-hosts. Eric has provided the Flying Blind this week.
I have.
This smells...
I've already poured it for everybody.
It smells like brown sugar and honey.
You already smelled it?
Yeah.
Oh, that smells really good. It smells like waffles and confectionery sugar. Very funnel cakey.
Very funnel cakey. Makes me want to go to a baseball game.
I'm going to the baseball game tomorrow.
Are you?
I got the box again.
Oh, did you really?
Hopefully the air conditioner's working.
You might be in a different box
we'll
if
see.
that's the case. We're going to be camping.
I know. I heard.
Yeah.
I'm not pulling out any additional notes on the nose that you guys haven't already listed, but it's really good.
It's really nice. It's just a very approachable nose.
Yeah.
I would say.
That's like waffle and honey. It's like instead of maple syrup on a waffle, it's like honey and waffle.
Yeah, I do almost get that like Eggo kind of, it's almost a frozen treat kind of thing.
Yeah. What's too much on a waffle? This is a weird question, but like, where do you find it
fill
to be?
every single slot with syrup? I think
Are we talking about too
Yes.
much? Like no, are we talking about too much? Like you go to Pigeon Forge and like you go to the Pancake House and
It's like
you can
too
get
many toppings.
too many toppings or too much syrup.
No, too many toppings.
I don't know if there is one.
Because like
I don't know if
thinking
that's
about this, it makes me want to get a waffle, put that slab of butter on it.
Yeah.
That is stereotypical. Cover it in maple syrup, but also put honey on top of it.
Oh yeah.
You guys are doing it wrong.
What do you mean?
I loved when I was at EKU waiting in line for that stupid waffle machine, and then just going over to the abomination of the Jif peanut butter left on the counter
Peanut
and
butter waffles are good too.
just slapping it on there.
But I
And
think
then-
if you do peanut butter, you got to do bananas.
I did peanut butter and then occasionally like a little sprinkle of chocolate chips. I was very happy with that.
Peanut butter, bacon, and bananas on a waffle.
Peanut butter and bacon is so good.
Ooh, I'm okay with that.
It is so good.
This is my waffle
It
podcast.
gets so savory.
I would love. Can you imagine if
there's
we
a Patreon idea.
Oh yeah.
We got a couple. So we'll talk about this real quick. Eric and I recorded a couple of Patreon exclusive things that haven't come out yet, but one of them is alternate university,
Yeah.
and the other one is just wholesome.
Yeah.
I will say.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know we did wholesome here.
we have to every now and
You
then.
got to pay for it.
Well, that's not entirely true.
There's just a Patreon tier that says we get wholesome.
You sign up for this tier and you only get the nice. Perry edits the whole episode in a way that nobody's ever offended.
Yeah, there's no bad vibes.
Yeah.
Good vibes. The good vibes only tier.
We have a particularly bad week, and it's like a 30-second episode. You click on it, it's just Perry going, I really tried. But instead of posting nothing, I figured I'd give you an apology.
Perry
I'm
gets
sorry.
It's the intro music, a really big sigh, and then the outro music.
He gets a full email that's like, I signed up for that wholesome tier, and Eric said fuck a little too many times.
Yeah.
And I just want to know if you're going to edit it a little more wholesome.
We did have somebody this week sign up for the Patreon that requested you send them the nuggets.
Oh, hell yeah. I've been waiting to do that. Have you heard about this?
I'm so lost. Nuggets of what? Gold? Chicken?
No.
Chicken.
Oh. I said-
Some McDonald's chicken
I
nuggets.
said it during Big Ass August, I said, if you sign up and you send Perry a message that says, I request the mutant nugget meal, that I will send them a sample, but I'm going to put a full McDonald's nugget meal in the box as the shipping beans and stuff like that. Only it's nuggets and fries just open.
Just loose. Just loose in a box.
That's so chaotic.
That's
so mutant.
But it's chaotic neutral. Like, it's not hurting anybody.
But they get a sample, and I will put in a like $10 McDonald's gift card in there, just so they can go and buy a nugget meal that
A good
won't
nugget
make
meal.
That
them
is going to
sick.
be the most expensive shipping material.
But you know what? If somebody actually said, you know what, I'm going to request a mutant nugget meal,
been requested.
I'm
What
going for
are
it.
you gonna like seal the box up with like the
tape.
like syrup and then just like put it together until it becomes
Syrup?
one? Yeah, like a McDonald's syrup you get in the morning.
This is a chaotic episode.
When do you get syrup with the number 5 or whatever 10-piece nugget meal?
Is it not the number 7 anymore?
I don't know, but I'm just saying you don't get syrup with your nugget
I just
meal.
feel like if you're gonna ship it McDonald's style, you got to use all McDonald's style things.
Do you think that you could get syrup with the McNugget meal?
I'm sure you could. You just ask them for it. It could be like
Breakfast ends at 10,
chicken
and
and
then
waffles?
you show up at 10:01. Be like, let me get the syrup.
So this is like a secret hack, a chicken and waffles from McDonald's.
Actually, I would be really interested to see if
I
that.
guarantee they would go over and just grab you a syrup packet.
I'm sure they would. I don't see any reason. Like, it doesn't hurt them to. They probably charge you 50 cents,
but
maybe
I guess,
$1 with inflation.
But I guess you could show up at breakfast and you could get the
Thank you for
chicken. I don't know what inflation means. You get the chicken biscuit, but get it substituted with the what's the little pancake patties they use? You know, when
The
they do
McGriddle
McGriddles.
McGriddle.
Yeah. I do
Chicken,
that.
McGriddle and syrup. You just done it.
I've done that, but
Chicken and waffles.
But I do a McGriddle like with egg and cheese.
Cheese.
Hold your horses.
I'm not holding my horses. I'm with him. That's disgusting.
That's an
Cheese on a
actual thing.
McGriddle?
That's a thing on the menu. I didn't just come up with that out of thin air.
But why would you ever want cheese on a pancake?
Because it's good.
No, it's not.
It complements the savoriness of the egg and or sausage or bacon that is already on there.
No. Cheese on a McGriddle? That's blasphemy.
Back me up. Back me up. Okay. Send us an email. This is mybourbonshop@gmail.com or tweet to us. Send me a DM, whatever, at mybourbonpod. Just tell me I'm not wrong.
Cheese on a
All
syrup?
right, this is
It
our.
is a thing on the menu. I didn't just come up with this.
No, I get it. Like, I'm sure they do a bacon, egg, and cheese, but like, no, I don't think anybody orders that.
I do.
You're the only one.
I am not the only
Yes,
one.
you are.
I am not supplying enough demand to McDonald's frequently enough to where they are keeping it on the menu just for me.
So if you get a big thing of pancakes,
That's how supply and demand works, right? I supply and
I don't know
they
how any
supply,
of this
I demand.
works.
Yeah.
If you make some pancakes,
I supply the demand? Or whatever.
and you get a side of bacon or sausage, are you going to get a side of cheddar cheese on there too?
Not necessarily. I'm not saying that it's not
I get
weird
what you're
in
saying.
practice.
It's just the only context that makes sense is in the sandwich. And I also fully, like, I'm going to give you like 5% and then give him like 95%. That's disgusting, and you're an abomination for that. Like,
Yeah.
that is so just not,
You guys
it just
are wrong.
doesn't sound good.
You are
No.
so wrong.
I
You've never.
guarantee-
Do not knock it until you have tried
The
it.
weirdest I get with a piece of like cheese on something is I'm already weirded out a little bit on the fillet of fish, and then I'm just like, but it's okay, you know. And then
I'm
I
still
usually,
like scared of that.
yeah. But the fact that you're like putting syrup anywhere near it, I'm lost.
Syrup and cheese. Can you imagine? Ugh.
What are we
still in
what are we
fine
drinking
wine?
here? Yeah, we are.
Oh yeah.
High proof hot takes. That's disgusting.
Early hybrid hot takes.
High proof hot takes. You're both wrong.
All right. So, I think we all enjoy this, right?
Yeah, I stared into the camera for like 2 minutes and just blacked out during that.
Okay, so before I
browned
reveal, Perry may have to edit this. I don't know. I don't want to.
we have never had to edit something like this out in
Well,
the past.
This bottle is like one of those NDA things, so it would be us like if somebody wanted to quote us, they would be like, they said it was from this because I only know where this is from based on certain people saying things.
Okay, so if we cut anything out, it's going to be on Patreon. Main episode, we'll cut it out.
That's what I'm
Maybe.
saying. That's
But
what I'm
go
saying.
ahead and say what it
I don't
is,
know.
because
It's this Frank August.
oh no, there's no NDA around this now. It's Wilderness Trail.
No, like I just asked and I said, can we say that? No, it's an NDA.
That's not. I've heard multiple people say it though.
like that.
Everything. Yeah,
I really like
this
it.
is the Frank. Yeah, I love it too, and that's why I got it because I'd heard it's Wilderness Trail. I talked to today when I picked this up because I got it from Total Wine because I asked him, and he said it's an NDA, and they.
Oh snap!
I
That
guess
cork is ridiculous.
He said Bourbon Pursuit did their review of it, and they weren't. They said we can't say where it's from.
Well, we're not doing a review. We haven't been sent a sample or anything.
No, I don't. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if we were allowed to say anything about it.
I'm gonna just put it out there. I don't see any reason. Like nobody said,
Okay, I'm just making sure we're doing it proper.
and I'm taking a risk.
Tastes an awful lot like Wilderness Trail.
It really does, though.
So I've heard that it's Wilderness Trail and it's bottled at Bardstown Bourbon Company. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I will say I like that a lot, and I'm excited for more stuff from them because obviously they can
Yeah.
pick a really good couple
They
of
can
barrels.
pick that, and this is sexy.
It is very nice.
It's a gorgeous bottle.
And they've already listed a few new on the TTB bottlings.
Look, this back label has already got bubbles on it. There's no reason I can't pull that off and just use this for fucking like
A decanter. for sure.
I mean, this is sexy.
It really is. Ooh, bourbon.
I think we're going to be okay.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I think it's like one of those worst kept secrets in bourbon right now. I don't even remember who I heard
It's
it
just
from
like
the
when you
first
get
time.
anything over 10 years old and it says that it's from Tennessee, and they're like, we can't say where. Yeah, but you know where it's from.
Frank August. It's 100 proof. Whatever.
From Wilderness Trail.
Small
I'm going to
batch,
make this so that I can't edit it out.
Bottled by Frank August, Bardstown, Kentucky.
Just
Distilled and aged in Kentucky, 100 proof. It's good. I mean, it's worth $65, I think is what I paid.
Yeah, I think it is too. And I think they even put on the TTB filing, there's like a something in Mizunura finish that they're doing next.
yeah, I think we actually saw that a couple weeks ago.
so. That should be fun.
I am down with this. I love the
Should be really
bottle.
fun.
I'm all in on this bottle.
All right. Flying Blind Part 2. How about we'll just move
hell
on?
yeah.
How's that sound?
This was blind because I couldn't read the label.
Well,
There's not.
there's a good reason for that.
I think I know what it is.
Even before you've actually tried it.
Yeah.
Ooh, I want to hear. I want a full guess.
Go for it.
Everything. Guess the whole thing.
I think it's that 16-year-old rye you tried last night.
Oh, good guess. You are very...
I know what this is.
It's not. It doesn't nose like it though. But you guys seemed a little.
I don't even know what was last night though. I was at work.
This guy.
I will say this. It's not that.
But now that I tasted it, I know exactly what this is.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. I remember it. I remember from your guys' tasting notes. I forget what it is, but he described it as just all like toffee and butterscotch and brownie.
You're right on tasting notes, but we haven't had this on the podcast
I haven't
yet.
said anything about
Oh,
this.
I thought you guys had this last night on the stream.
No, I had
Oh.
this. I had this when me and Perry were just talking about it privately.
All right, tell me what it is. I thought it was
No,
Shane's
you
stuff.
got to guess. You were so confident.
That's what I guessed twice. What do you
Guess
want
a
from me?
distillery.
God, I don't know. This doesn't taste like anybody's stuff unless it's like
It
crazy
actually,
finish.
it actually really doesn't,
It
though.
does
I
once
mean,
you know.
this was from Mitchell.
Okay.
This is the 16-year Four Roses.
Oh wow.
The charity bottle.
Yeah.
We had a little bit when we recorded the extra stuff, and we saved the rest for you.
You know, first of all, thank you, Mitchell. And second, this is unbelievably different.
Yeah.
Unbelievably different.
The first time that I had it, and it's opened up quite a bit since then, it reminded me a lot of the 20-year.
I don't know if Swan got to try that
Twan.
one.
I have not had the 20-year. This is so unbelievably viscous and it has a weird, almost banana note towards the end of the finish.
I think I said that.
I think you did, too.
Yeah. Almost like a fake banana.
Like a runs.
Yeah.
When you said that 16-year, I was like, oh, he got it already. But it was in slow motion as you were saying it. And
It
then
did have
just
some
quickly,
age to it, but I'm like,
Yeah.
this doesn't have rye. I don't know how do you get a double-barreled rye that tastes like this or smells like this?
Here it is. The old Dragon Bones.
Dragon Bones.
16-year double-barreled 148 proof rye.
148.
Yeah.
I can't do that today.
Shit. I'm going to have to save that one.
We'll save it.
148 double barrel rye.
Yeah.
Gee. And it's called Dragon Bones?
Yeah, it's a collaboration with Storytime and
Akira
Backbone Bourbon.
Toriyama?
I think you should definitely save that for like when you have some just solid like no kids, just Eric time to watch
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z, and then just have that.
Fuck, right?
That'd be cool.
Hell yeah.
That'd be cool.
No,
Live stream the whole thing and don't acknowledge a single comment. That's what I want.
I love not acknowledging.
Yeah. A little bit of housekeeping before we get to what we've been drinking. You guys actually were both on Under the Influencer from
Yeah.
Whiskey in My Wedding Ring, Mr.
Yep.
David Levine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that you guys both took monumentally different paths with your episodes, though.
Yes. Yes.
Swan rolled his eyes.
Well, no, it's just okay. So
I didn't hardly talk about whiskey at all.
David, for me, he was kind of curious about what it's like to be in the industry from the retail side. Which, yeah, go ahead and make the joke. Were you in retail? Yes.
Were you in retail?
I
You
was.
were in retail?
I was, yeah. And it's just, he wanted to kind of know what that's like. Because there's a lot of stuff and misconceptions and truck days and whatnot that's just kind of like odd, you know?
Yeah.
He just had some questions about it. I was trying to help.
That
Yes.
handoff was really smooth.
I was like,
I enjoyed that.
yeah.
That was like running a marathon.
It's like we've been just together forever.
In some ways, I feel like we have.
Yeah. Sorry, son.
In fairness, I probably should have waited for Chad to Venmo me the money for these before I drank
He
out
ain't
of
gonna
them.
care about that.
I'll send you $10.
I'll pour something in there. I'll add some water to it.
Add some Woodford Double Oak.
Yeah, it'll be all right.
Gosh.
Anyway.
I can't wait for him to hear
Anyway, you
this.
went the retail side of things.
Yeah, he just had some questions about that. And then we also just talked about just drinking in general and, interest in bourbon and scotch. And then we actually had the Middle West. We both had this bottle.
Nice.
We were like, let's just talk about it. So we did. So it was a good time.
There you go.
I didn't drink anything on there, and I started talking about how I wanted to just talk about adult films and adult things, and
That checks out.
Before we knew it, he hadn't even talked about pairing or anything, and I was like, well, that's all the time that's left, so I guess there's part 2 coming.
Yeah.
Well, you were also on the Embellish podcast,
Yes,
too, with John.
John Embellish Pod. The video version is on YouTube right now. Embellish Pod on YouTube. I don't know when he puts the audio of that on, but
It's like Wednesdays, I think.
we covered everything from tattoos, Disney, comic books, to me and Peggy No Stevens swearing up. So I'll just leave it at that.
I need both of you guys to just have like a boxing stance at each other and then just snack cakes in between. I think that
I think Perry's setting that up right now.
We're
Fantastic.
actually working on, and I haven't talked about this outside of our little chat group, but we are working on having a pair off, basically, between Eric and Peggy No Stevens. So I'm pretty excited for it.
Can I
down
just
for
like pitch something real quick?
Go for it.
I feel like what we should do is have 5 snack cakes for both of them. Give them access to like 50 whiskeys and just let them try to pair the best thing for each of those 5 snack cakes. Then the judges will go through.
Peggy.
Judges, me, you, and let's get like John involved, since it's like, or maybe, Chad and all of us sit
Yeah.
there
Fred
and
Minnick.
judge the pairings.
We could get Fred in on it.
And judge the pairings, and then see who has the best pairings between the two. We'll make it blind for the judges, and we'll find out who made the best pairings.
Peggy's like, I rated the Bardstown Bourbon Company vault, so like, good luck, Eric. I'll be like, shit.
Yeah, but I think it'd be an
Great.
even playing ground if you had the same whiskeys. I think that's the important part.
Right. I think that would be great. And also, I want to learn more from her about savory pairings and stuff like that. Like, I in all seriousness, like, she fucking wrote a book about this stuff.
Yeah.
So I really think it would be fun to see her try snack cake pairings, and then I would like to see her say like, "Oh, we're going to do this savory, delicate treat with," and then mix us all, and then
She does
battle.
escargot with bourbon.
Yeah, and I'm like, Peggy, I don't
what?
even know what that is.
Yeah.
just
It's
saying.
snails.
It'll be fun,
It would be
love
hilarious.
escargot.
but
to
also
see
I'll
something like that.
battle her all day long.
Well, my idea for it is that we have 3 rounds. We have savory, we have sweet, and then
That does keep it a little more fair. I see where you're going.
yeah, and then choose your own adventure.
Choose your battle.
Yeah, choose your weapon round.
Ooh, a weapon.
Well, that's essentially
This
what
is
you're
where
doing
we-
because you're trying to
we
win.
fight. No, I'm like, I just.
But we want to do it like at Bardstown Bourbon Company,
Yeah.
set up in their whiskey library or something.
I just want to be able to go in there.
I've not been in there yet,
Me either.
but I'm we're gonna make this happen.
I had a dream about that room one time.
I've had a bunch of bourbon dreams recently.
Well, it was just me just being like, I've
I've
seen
had
so
other
many pictures of that room. I can kind of, what?
Huh?
Huh? I've just seen so many pictures of that room. I can kind of picture myself in there. And I just remember going to Bardstown Bourbon Company, and like the time that I went, I walked around and then just kind of being like, oh, I'm in this closet just full of whiskey. Like, this is great.
So the other day I had a dream that I won a bottle of Elmer T. Lee, and it got delivered to me like via mail. Mm-hmm. And it like came in this really nice display box and everything. And I was really excited. And it was less like, I was excited to drink it and more just like I was happy to have it around because it's special at this point now. And then, you wake up and you're not really thinking about it. And then something triggers it later in the day. And I was over at Mitchell's and I looked up and I saw the bottle of Elmer T. Lee that he has unopened. And I go, man, I just got really bummed out because I remembered that I didn't have that bottle that I dreamed I won. It was sad.
I had a bottle of Elmer T. Lee and Rock Hill, and I gave it to my friend who's in the WWE as a gift.
This is
Baron Corbin.
Baron, yeah.
Name dropping.
Well, if you see him post about that, you know where he got the bottles.
I don't even know if we're gonna make. We have so much news to get to this week, but I don't even know if we're going to get that far because we have so much to talk about.
Let's just lightning round it.
The news?
Let's do it.
Okay, sure.
Let's do it. Say it, we'll give some reactions, even if it's an ooh, ah.
I mean, I got to get there in a second because I do have to ask you guys what you've been drinking recently, too.
You not bourbon.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Stag Junior Batch 14.
I have been going down the rabbit hole.
It's my pal, my homeboy.
Yeah, it's my real.
It's my sweet cheese.
Sweet cheese.
My good time boy.
It's my good time boy.
I've been going.
I didn't realize I had a Matt Berry until right now, but
it sounds great.
I've been trying a bunch of independent bottlings of scotch, and they've been great.
That's really cool.
Yeah, fun.
Shut up.
Oh, sorry.
I've not had one yet that I've been like, I should bring this to the podcast. They would like this. So I've not brought it.
Sorry.
Is that it?
That's it. That's all I got.
Okay.
All right.
I gotta bring up scotch and immediately stop talking about it.
I've had not a lot, but I've had some beer recently because we are getting into Oktoberfest season. I had I think it's pronounced Ayinger Oktoberfest.
Onger?
It's maybe?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Ayinger. Yeah. So it's made in Germany. So it's supposed to be an authentic Oktoberfest beer. Unbelievably good. It's so light and just easily crushable. I mean, like it's going to get me in trouble, I think, this Oktoberfest season because I just want a bunch of it.
They make
around
like bomber style bottles of it too.
Yeah, that's what I drank out of last night.
Yeah,
actually.
like the larger, like it's singles only.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to go get
like 4 or 5 more of those
at the very least.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe we could put them in the barrel too.
Go for it.
Yes.
I would love to do that.
Something with that barrel.
We gotta
that's
dump the
oak
rest
as
of the bourbon
fuck
out of
right
it.
now.
Hey, you haven't had that yet, have you?
Do I want to?
Actually, it's worth the experience.
Oh, that sounds like it's bad, and you just want me to try it.
Eric? Would you mind doing that while we?
Yeah, I gotta go pee anyway, so y'all just keep.
Okay.
Talking.
Well, yeah, we'll just.
I think I actually have a one of those stoppers.
What do you mean stoppers? I've got a funnel if you need it.
Well, I thought I had those things that you stick it in there and pour it out, like the wine stopper things.
Oh, it's got one.
Did I put one on there?
No, it's got one. It came with it.
The same one I used at the meetup?
So,
No, like you stick on the top of it and I poured it out.
Right. No,
Yeah.
I don't have that.
I'll take care of it.
Oh, okay. But I also had the Founders Ultimate Oktoberfest, which was an Oktoberfest beer finished in bourbon barrels.
How was that?
Unbelievable. It was so good. Look at you.
Always prepared.
Is that the same bag that you actually brought to the meetup weekend?
Probably. It's not even been one.
Yeah. But I needed a little bit of time on my own the other day. This is the worst episode of the podcast.
This is the only way I wanted to go out.
Like you're leaving forever again. But so I went out in our backyard and had a cigar and some bourbon and beer. But I had the Omgang, O-M-M-E.
Omegang.
Rye Barrel Vanilla Stout.
I gave you that one.
I paired it with an Old Forester single barrel strength.
Yeah, I gave you that one. Did you like it?
The
Omegang?
beer? Oh, yeah, it was amazing, dude. I'm in a stout mood right now.
Yeah,
for some reason.
So I gave you that one last year around this time.
Yeah, and it's been sitting for about that long.
Yeah, so it's got some extra oomph behind it.
And it certainly did. I was asleep by 9:30 that night.
Fantastic.
I was like, so we've been watching the new Lord of the Rings show.
Yeah.
And Lucy and I have been like, oh, well, now we got to watch the movies over again because we haven't done that in a while, and that's kind of I'll talk about it a little bit more in tips and bits, but it was a big thing that it was kind of the thing that brought us together when we started dating, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
and we started going, oh, we need to watch the movies again because we haven't seen them in a while. And that night. I love Eric in the background just walking behind. You're on both screens, too. That's incredible.
this is iconic.
I don't even know what's happening this episode.
Just let it happen.
Yeah, I figured. But like that night, I was tired, but I was like, do you want to start Two Towers? She was like, are you sure? You look really tired. I was like, no, I'll be fine. And she was like getting ready for bed, and I am asleep in the bed for a solid like 20 minutes. And she like kind of hits my foot. And she was like, you good? And I was like, yeah, let's watch it. And she was like, are you sure? I was like, no, you're right. I should probably go to sleep. It was a long day.
It's tragic.
It was a long, long day.
Oh my God, the color on this.
Ooh.
Oh my God! Look how dark that is.
Holy crap!
I'm just gonna pour a bunch in this, and then I think after the review we'll try that.
That's probably a good idea.
It's gonna need to get some air.
Here, do you want to put it in that little decanter?
I figure I'll just hold it there.
I'm gonna need some air after this.
Woohoo!
I need some like oxygen.
All right.
Color is insane.
Okay.
Doesn't smell good? Just go ahead and say, does it smell good or not?
I'm not mad at it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a positive.
Not mad at it.
I'll take that as a positive, for sure. I do love that we have this in stereoscopic vision. Eric's on two screens.
I feel like one of those, like when Animal Planet does a documentary with animals on the eyes on the side of their head, and then they like do a camera angle that represents that. All of a sudden, it feels
you can really see the color difference between. We need to do some work on the the video version next week so that the contrast is not so insane.
No, that's out of control. Out of control. Yeah, we definitely could not do a review.
After tasting that,
Yeah. That's
okay.
That's
All right.
Sit there for a little bit.
I'm excited.
All right. You want me to start?
If you want to.
Fresh Bourbon Tasting Room opens downtown Lexington, Kentucky. So,
okay. So I kept this in the news because I don't know if I've ever talked about this on the podcast before. I am actually the graphic designer for Fresh Bourbon.
have you had Fresh Bourbon?
Yes.
Okay. I actually like it.
I don't hate it.
I like it.
It's really, really young, but it shows a lot of promise. And I think that's what's most important about it right now.
Well, so if you look at just purely the stats on it, you're like, I shouldn't care for this. And I like it. And I think that's important. That really is. And it's the people behind it are fantastic. Especially the graphic designer. He's okay.
Yeah, well, he's trying. So Sean and Tia Edwards are the force behind this. Really, really wonderful people. They initially started with Hartfield & Co. In Paris, Kentucky. They've kind of been moving around a little bit. I don't think I can talk too much about where they're actually aging some of their product. But they've got a tasting room open in Lexington now.
Kind of goes with this episode.
Kind of does, yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, Tia is so nice, too. I've met her on multiple occasions, and every time she's like, hey, how's it going, Sean? And I look down. I'm like, I'm not wearing my name tag. How does she know that? Like, every time.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
I actually saw her in Total Wine the other day.
She's
It was
great.
nice. Town Branch has a new maple barrel stout finished bourbon out.
Yes, they do.
I actually saw it in their gift shop yesterday. I had a tour, and
You tried
we
it?
finished out. At
I have not. I've thought about picking it up because some of their finishings have been great because they're not afraid to get, like, lean into it, like, really heavy. And I know that this beer you tried, and you thought it was pretty good, right?
I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I didn't like it nearly as much as Chad.
Chad loved it. Loved it.
This is my daily bourbon, Chad.
Yeah. Oh, shut up. You look like him right now.
Because I have a fucking eye infection, so I'm glad that he looks like somebody that has an eye infection.
Anyways,
Well,
maple stout.
I'm gonna try to get us a sample of that if we can.
If you don't, I will probably pick one up in the coming months.
Okay, cool.
Because it doesn't move very quick, a lot of their stuff, even though it should. Their single malt is fantastic.
Buffalo Trace is auctioning off hand-painted bourbon bottles that represent all 50 states.
Look like him now.
No, it's just the glasses.
God, I can't see anything right now.
Just put your glasses on and get over
I don't
yourself.
want to look like him.
You're cooler than him because you can actually pull off the backwards hat.
There we go. Okay.
Oof.
I just look
I
like
don't have a button-up shirt.
This
This
was-
button up to the neck.
Yeah.
Each bottle starts at $75 in the auction, which runs through September 22nd, with all funds raised going to Keep America Beautiful, the largest community improvement organization in the United States.
I dig this look. St. Cloud is doing something similar right now.
Are they really? I didn't know that.
They're not hand painted, but they have a
Oh, I
painted
saw that.
look, a hand
Yeah.
painted look. So they're cool. I do like the aesthetic of it, so it's nice.
You can check that out at Keep America Beautiful. I think that's just their website, right? .com?
Cab.
KAB.org. Cab.
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 All right.
Don't go there expecting to get a taxi.
No. Does anybody get taxis anymore?
I've seen some around, yeah.
For real?
Yeah, for real.
Saw one the other day.
Do you want to take this one?
Yeah, Angels Envy Bourbon Club ready to open in Cardinal Stadium. That's the only thing I'm seeing right now.
So it's basically like,
Oh my God, $4 million? Hey, listen, places like this, they're going to bring in a lot of money.
yeah.
Because you've already got like the convenience factor of like where else you going to go inside inside of baseball stadiums.
Yeah.
This is the baseball team?
This is the football team.
I was going to say, this is
Oh,
in
football, my
Louisville,
bad.
right?
Yep.
Okay, for a second I thought it was like, why are they going to St. Louis?
I don't know. They can do what they want.
So they announced that
don't
the
do
recently
sports.
renovated Angels Envy Bourbon Club will open when the Cardinals kick off the 2022 football season in Cardinal
So
Stadium
this is not
September
like
16th.
This isn't like the Woodford Room at like UK at Kroger Field.
No, it's probably literally like that, except they're going to be doing cocktails and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, because I remember when I worked at even just working at Rupp, like you would see like this giant cart that they had like a gate all the way around. They'd lock up, and you'd see it going by, and there'd be like Bland's and Pappy and all sorts of stuff in there, and you're like, "Hey, stop by, stop by! I'm selling T-shirts. Let me get some of that." And it just hurt.
Well, if you're in Louisville and you go to the U of L football games, that's for
I
you.
hope they have the Henderson there. That's the only thing I really like. I love that cocktail they make.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Henderson. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
That thing is so good.
Woodinville Moscatel finished straight bourbon whiskey. It's coming out.
Joseph Brazo's
Yes.
just already in line right now, right?
Yes.
I'm sure he is. It's Woodinville's fully mature flagship, straight bourbon whiskey. Transferred into 10-year-old 200-gallon Moscatel Day whatever barrels for finishing.
Have you had it?
The Moscatel?
Yeah.
No, I've not.
It is so good.
Maybe I have actually. Joseph might have sent me.
Patrick
So-
sent me a sample of this. It is far and away the best thing I've ever had from Woodinville.
Wow.
I don't know. That thing that Joseph Brazo sent me that we paired with the...
So there's an Armagnac finish that's also really good,
What
but I've
was
not
that
been able
one?
to try it.
It wasn't that, but something else.
You know what? It might have been the Moscatel finish.
Was it?
Yeah. It is just amazing. There was a little
was
run
the
there
one
where a
that,
couple
yeah.
of the Seattle distilleries were actually getting a lot of muscatel barrels to finish things in, and all of them were great. Like I know that there was a single cask nation muscatel finish from Westland that was also really
Nice.
tasty.
Interesting. We got a new release from Bardstown Bourbon Company. It is the second edition of the Chateau de la Balle collaboration. Yeah.
I feel like Eric should just call it Chateau de la Batty.
Batty.
Doesn't it look like that,
Chateau
though?
de la Daddy.
Oh, there we go. Chateau de la Daddy.
Daddy. People were waiting in line for that way early this morning.
They were. 10-year Tennessee bourbon, 12-year-old Kentucky bourbon, and it's finished in Labauda Armagnac casks for 16 months.
That's a long time.
That's a long time. I think we're a little late, but I kind of want to see if we can get a a sample of this for review. 107 proof, MSRP of $160.
Sounds about right.
It looks like it's going to be spread across the Bardstown Bourbon Company gift shop, retailers in 20 states, and online at sealbox.com. We talked about this briefly a few weeks ago when we saw the TTB label for it, but the Takumi edition of Kentucky Owl, it is a collaboration with Japanese whiskey blender Yahisa Yusuke and John Ria, the Kentucky Owl master blender.
Is there any finishing at all, or is it just a blend?
It's just a blend.
I think it's like legit, right? Legit.
Legend, yeah,
It's
kind of
like that.
Yeah, essentially.
But that one was sherry cask finished slightly. They had some of the barrels
Barely.
sherry cask finished and some not, and they blended them together.
Yeah. I think we're going to be getting a sample of this before too long,
Nice.
so we'll be able to actually review it
Blend of 4, 5, 6, and 13-year-old Kentucky straight bourbons.
with mash bills containing corn, rye, or wheat and malted barley.
4 grain. Love it.
There we go. I mean, that's not uncommon for Kentucky Owl. That was something they were doing a long time, even before Dixon left.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 100 proof and $150 per bottle.
That's a lot of money.
It is. We'll put it through its paces.
Of course.
There's a new online Bourbon Limited members club by the Fraser Museum in Louisville. Bourbon LTD. I think we touched on this not too long ago because we saw like a TTB label.
Yeah, I think we did.
Was it the Wilderness Trail rye or something? Or it was something else.
Can't remember.
Have you seen one of these work long term? Marianne Eves didn't do quite the thing that she was expecting to do with all that Black series that she did, and I've seen Flaviar, on occasion do pretty well with some of these kind of deals, but outside of those, everything's popped up and it's just kind of been like, oh, this is really cool, and then some people do it and they're like, it's not really worth the price.
I guess when you put it that way, not really. And I think a lot of that comes from the fact that people are so interested now in local stores that they trust with picks.
Yeah.
And influencers that they like and they trust their palate.
And I think it also sucks because, whiskey, well, actually, it's a good thing. It's a super informed customer base. So when you're like, I want to introduce you to this new cool whiskey, it's called Wild Turkey 101. I mean, of course, they're going to get more interesting stuff than that. They're going to have a lot of local, smaller distilleries. But then, once you start buying some of these really renowned brands and you've got some whiskey in your collection, you're like, everything's cool. I think I'm just going to stick with Rare Breed. I feel like it was just the same quality or better. Not to say that this will be the same. This could be the standout of the bunch, but I just haven't seen this style or this format work very well yet.
Yeah.
I think the format that works more is like Maker's Mark. Like they're doing like the DNA
The whiskey drop kind of thing.
The single barrels and stuff like that.
I could see that.
So it looks like... see, here's...
Foregate on there. Blue Runs on there.
And Wilderness Trail. So it's limited to 5,000 spots.
Those are 4 names that I wouldn't be mad about having samples from or whatever they're doing.
I do like that a little better because it's limited. They know that they're going to be able to have X amount of spots, and then on top of it, there's 4 distilleries that I actually care about. Because everything I've had from Peerless from their gift shop, or I've had like a sample directly from them that they've curated, it's been fantastic. Just the regular shelf product has been hit or miss.
So here's 2 things about this. Like I said, 5,000 seat limit, and there are 4,740 seats left. So maybe they need a little bit more publicity. I'm not sure. But each bottle, and there's no fee to join, but each bottle is $200. So you could be getting a 4-year-old Wilderness Trail for $200.
You can only pick one?
Well, it depends on when they come out. Like, it's not a consistent, you have the option to pick these up.
Yeah, you get it sent to you.
A couple times a year, a few times a year, you have the chance to pick one up. If you pass on picking it up, though, you lose your seat. So if there are people waiting in line, then they can fill that spot, essentially.
The only thing I could see this being good for, genuinely, is the fact that Wilderness Trail could do exclusive offerings where they allow somebody to pick a 6-year cast strength. Peerless could do an offering where they allow somebody to pick a 6-year cast strength.
Do you think that's going to happen, though?
I don't know.
I would have to know that beforehand.
See, that's the thing, is there's so much mystery surrounding this club that it doesn't seem... And I mean... Truth be told, there is no risk going into it because you're not paying anything up front. You're just kind of signing up for their mailing list. And then if you don't buy the bottle that they email you about, you get kicked off the mailing list. But if you don't know what's going to happen going into it, what's the point? It seems like a waste of time to me.
If I was told, like looking at Blue Run right there, and I know how much I like the 4-year stuff, if it was like...
The high rye.
Yeah, the high rye. Hey, there's a chance you're going to get a 5 or 6-year-old high rye Blue Run. I would be like, you know what? I'm tempted to sign up for that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I just take problem with the 2 that I know that are newer, and the oldest thing they could potentially put out is a 6-year and probably another 6-year.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to let it.
$200 for that.
Yeah, that's just rough, But other than that, it's good. But if they're exclusive offerings, like I got the only cast strength 6-7 year Wilderness Trail that they've let leave the distillery, that might be worth it.
For me, somebody who loves Wilderness Trail, it may be worth it for that.
Let's go through some TTB labels real quick before we get into our review.
Can we skip the Starlight ones?
Yes.
Because they just finished stuff differently, which is great. And we just tried some of them in the pregame chats, and that's great. But, I mean, most people are actually pretty hip with Starlight for whatever reason. It seems like they do a really good job marketing that.
Did we talk about this one last week?
Parker's Heritage.
The double barrel. I think we missed it.
I don't remember saying anything about it.
Yeah, the double barrel blend, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 67% Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, aged 13 years, and 33% Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, aged 15 years.
I don't think we talked about that.
I don't think we did either. 125 proof. I am so all over this.
I'm into this one.
I want this bottle so badly. I think we missed it because we definitely talked about this Boone County, the Dalton Winery.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
So it's a winery, but it's finished in Anna liqueur casks?
Yeah, we said, we talked about this.
Why would it be important that it's from a winery at that point? Well, I guess I don't know what Anna liqueur is.
Liqueur?
The Dalton Winery is one of the most prestigious and popular wineries in Israel. You're in retail?
Yeah.
You know what liqueur is?
Muscat grapes. Oh, it's just going to be really sweet.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm good then. Gosh, there's a lot of Starlight though.
Well, that's why I wanted to skip it. It's not that it's bad. It's not that they do a seriously good job being all over Instagram.
You're right. Yeah. You're very right. Keeper's Heart. American Rye Whiskey, bold character, 96. 86 proof? 86 proof.
Yes. Whew. I love this brand.
Do you really?
I love them.
Really?
They're so good.
This is a 50 ml bottle.
50 ml. What is that, an airplane bottle?
Pretty much.
They're probably just going to be selling this one at the distillery then. I've been to the
that's a
distillery.
shame.
It's really nice. It's super good.
Barrel Bourbon, cast strength 34 batch. I said a lot of words there. I didn't mean to at the same time.
Batch 34.
Batch 34, yeah. Minimum of 6 years old, 114.62 proof, distilled in Kentucky, Indiana, and Tennessee.
I knew I was going to have it.
Yeah. Nulu Infinity Barrel, blended bourbon whiskey.
Chase commented on the post on what this is, but it's basically just like the last 6 to 12 months of stuff that they've put out, and they've just blended it. There you go.
Yeah, basically a blend of all the barrels we've brought in over the last 30 months, 4-year wheated to 8-year, 36%.
Yep.
We got to find some of that for sure.
I need a sample, for sure.
116 proof. Or at least that's kind of the placeholder at the moment.
And Jefferson's looks cool.
I like this Jefferson's. Mary Ann McLean, one of the earliest documented women in American whiskey, arrested for moonshining and bootlegging.
Oh, hell yeah.
In 1799.
Bad bitch. Let's go.
It's an LE blend of straight bourbon whiskeys, 50% 15-year-old, 20% 11-year-old, 11% wheated double barrel. Holy moly, 11% rum cask finish and 8% 15-year-old.
That is the most
15 or 13? 13. Sorry.
That is the
90
most
proof.
transparent thing I've ever seen
down
from
with
that.
that.
Yeah. Way to go, Jefferson's.
That's a
for
great
that.
step forward for me enjoying and wanting something from this brand.
Yeah, I want this one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give that a little like on Instagram.
Give it a like.
Give it a
Share it.
like. Pre-prohibition style. Straight bourbon. Oh, from Black Button?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I haven't had anything from Black Button. I couldn't tell you.
I've not heard good things about it, but I could be very much wrong. I think that's about it, unless you guys want to bring something
No,
up.
a lot of them are smaller brands that just needed to, go through the TTB process. But I mean, I probably won't see most of these hit anywhere near me.
Yeah, it's weird how the TTB has kind of been recently, that you just see, and I think we talked about this not too long ago, but you just see a bunch of labels that you don't know anything about. And typically it's just like sourced bourbon going into, a pretty generic bottle.
Or a finish or something
But
like
yeah,
that.
exactly.
Yeah, poor Starlight. They must have somebody just employed just to put in TTB filings.
That's called a graphic designer, because
Yeah.
that definitely falls under their
I'm
their
waiting
range of
on like a
jobs.
snack cake finish from them, because I feel like they've been through every spirit finish.
I think you should try to find the ice wine that they did.
Really?
I think that would be very confectioner sugar-esque.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Or Tokai. Anything
Oh,
Tokai
yeah.
would be real confectioner sugar-esque.
I'm down.
Hi.
Like that Penelope Tokai. Looks like Tokaji.
Yeah, we had that at me and Perry had that at Whiskey Weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good. I liked it a little more than Perry did.
Yeah.
Because it's very sugary.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't a big fan
I
of
haven't
it,
seen
but
any around here.
haven't at all. Yeah.
Nope. There's some barrel products that are finished in Tokai. You can find them. They're
Really?
private premiums or private selections or
Oh,
whatever.
right. Yeah,
With
yeah,
the
yeah.
blue. Yeah, a few of those are finished in that. And there's some scotch that's finished in it too. Not that you would want that, but
Yeah.
it was literally called Tale of Cake
I'd try it.
from Glenmorangie
No,
or Morangie or
Okay.
whatever it
you
is.
can buy me on it.
Okay.
You can.
You're
you
going to
could
go, this is scotch.
You could trick me into it.
Great. Shall we move into this review? Eric is just busting to open this bottle.
My shorts got a little tighter. Yes, so this is a new release from one of my favorite places, Willett Distillery, and
I don't know. Will it Distillery?
Patreon's getting that. We're cutting that one out.
What do you mean?
That was so bad. That was so bad.
Well, it's like Willett Taco, but Willett Distillery.
All right.
look, fresh crack.
I get it.
Thank you.
One of my favorite things is taking
Good burp
purple
warning.
foil and peeling it apart.
Ooh, look at that.
So I've mentioned several times that I'm a big Willett fan, and it's been mentioned that I believe Perry is more on board than Swan.
I don't
Swan
like
straight up told me he does not like Willett products, and that's okay. I'm not mad at that. But
I'm pissed.
I'm pissed.
I'm not going to go on. I'm not going to go on a rant or anything. I get it, and I've said it before. Some people like it, some people don't. But I'm a fan, and the fact that this is an 8-year weeded blend
Of their own distillate,
of
right?
their own distillate,
Yeah.
and the fact that I've had single barrels of their weeded mash bill
Yeah.
at 5 years that I would pay bukus of money for. This made me very happy. So I am looking so forward to trying this, and I have a lot of hopes and expectations for
America.
America.
So the weird thing with me and Willett is when I first started getting into whiskey, I actually really liked it. I thought it was amazing. I had quite a few bottlings from them that I really enjoyed, and then I kept going back to the same bottlings, and the longer I drank them, the more I disliked it.
Oh, the color's nice.
So I just got to the point where I was like, either their quality's declining or I'm raising the bar for my expectations of whiskey. I don't know what's going on.
So before we started, me and Perry both talked about how much we love this bottle, and you were like, I don't know about it.
It's different. I don't know.
Here's this. If you wanna...
I'm just... I fall into the Chad Perkins camp a little bit of like the tax stamp needs to be together. I like to kind of like wipe my bottles off and like put them on there, make them look good, and that's just a fingerprint. I mean, it's just a fingerprint thing. Like,
But doesn't that look like something that you would kind of leave on your shelf for a while, and that you wouldn't get a bunch of fingerprints on it? Like, and what I mean by that is that even if you do pick it up, your automatic reaction is like, I gotta wipe this. I gotta wipe this off.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like the bartender thing where they're constantly wiping a glass.
Yeah.
Like, I would be like,
Yeah.
oh, looking at my collection, I'm like, oh, let's go ahead and like wipe
This is like
down.
an iPhone. Like,
I
I'm
will
like,
say
this looks good.
the
And I'm
purple
gonna-
wax.
Yeah, I'm going to keep wiping it off to make the fingerprints go away.
So is
purple
Willett
foil.
the
Yeah, it's
The apple,
the apple of bourbon?
maybe.
You made a good point though. Like with every other bottling they've done, they've made a big effort to kind of make it classy.
Yeah.
Like it does look classy, with the exception of the new Pure Kentucky XO that just looks excited to see you. Have you seen those yet?
Oh yeah.
The neck
one
of the
that's
bottle
like-
got like
Oh
so
yeah,
much
that's
longer.
right. So weird.
Yeah. Other than that, like they all look good.
that smells delicious.
I don't hate the nose by any stretch. Does it remind you of a farm?
No, for me it's a little hot, but the nose is actually pretty nice.
It reminds me of cinnamon rolls in a rick house.
It smells like a fruit cake,
It's got a lot of fruit bright notes. in
but
it.
like the candied like fruit cake.
There is something about it that reminds me of going to like a pumpkin patch farm in the fall.
Yeah, there's this like fruit and like fall, but it's like kind of wood and like rick house. Like, I don't know. I don't know if they plan to release it at this time, but it is a fall smelling bourbon.
Yeah.
I can't get over that candied fruit element to it though. It's not bad. It's just it's in your face. For me.
Okay.
There's the weeded bourbon.
It's all up front.
Dude, like, yeah, it's up front in the mid palate. Like, my tongue is like getting a ton of stuff right now.
I think it falls off by the time it gets towards the finish,
The
though.
finish
like
is lacking.
flavor-wise.
The finish is lacking. This is almost the opposite. So last week, I said the new Elijah Craig Barrel Proof hit me all in the finish.
Yeah.
This hits me all up front, and the finish is gone. Like, I don't know if I like that or hate that. Either way, like, there's a ton of flavor. It just doesn't last.
I feel like it makes a second loop on the finish. Like, it kind of fades away, and then it kind of has its, like, it gains its second wind, and then it goes almost like fruit punchy.
Oh, yeah.
It is a very fruity bourbon all the way through. You've been a little bit quiet about this. How are you feeling about this one, Swan?
I think it's good. I think it's kind of simple. The nose.
I don't fully disagree with that.
So I get like
not even fully. I don't disagree with that.
I get like the fruitcake thing just through and through. Nose, palate, finish is short. I think the proof point is great. I think whoever decided it needed to be whatever proof this is did a really good job.
Yeah. That's probably Drew from the Master Distiller.
Yeah, from the Master Distiller. But it's
from the table of the master, from the desk of the Master Distiller.
I do like it. More than I think I've liked a lot of other Willett products.
To me, this reminds me of a Dairy Queen banana split, because every time I go back to smell it or taste it, it's like I'm going through a different layer. It's like I get a little banana note in it, but then there's like this chocolate note, and then it's like I can't find the chocolate, but there's like this like caramel or like strawberry note. And then I go back and it's like I'm going through something that has different sections. Oh, cream savor.
It does have that kind of element to it.
I'm getting a lot of strawberry cream savor-ish.
Yeah, there's sometimes I'm picking up a strawberry and like a whipped cream on it. Yeah, this is a banana split for me.
You know, I gotta say, I've gone just with this bottle alone from I can't understand why people have the love affair for Willett that they do to I get it. I just understand that this is not for me. I have the same thing usually with Four Roses. Like, I like Four Roses, but it's not my favorite thing.
And there's this almost like nutty savory note. Like, I'm telling you, like, this reminds me of eating a Dairy Queen banana split with some nuts on top of it. Yeah, and that proof, I agree. That proof,
it's perfect.
It's perfect.
And I think that's single-handedly the best thing about this whiskey.
Yeah. With every sip, the finish kind of opens up a little bit more. Like Perry was saying, like it starts creeping up like the second time around and stuff like that. I
try it with the cream savor.
I am. I'm just wanting to like pour like so much more of that, and I know how much I paid for it, and I don't know if I can do that.
Pairing it with the cream savor. It's all of a sudden strawberry shortcake.
Oh. Yeah, and it's got like and it's got, it's that fake, like you buy that plastic, like tube of like strawberry filling and you put it on a shortcake.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you're just putting strawberry filling all over that. Oh.
I don't hate this. I think that the price is way too high.
Well, that's standard for most Willett products.
I know, but if we put it like amongst other products on the market, it's almost offensive that it's $250.
Yeah.
I mean, rare
That's
breed,
Willett.
a blend of 6, 8, and 12-year-old bourbon is $50 a bottle.
Yeah.
It is. I could not, but I will say I could not take I can't drink a thing of rare breed and say that I get 15 different flavors from it. I can't say it's I don't know. I'm not trying to defend it, but like when I drink rare breed, I'm talking while I got this candy in my mouth. Like rare breed, it's like I know exactly what I'm drinking and all that, and like I don't go back to rare breed like each sip, and I'm like, oh, there's something more there. I don't know. I think there's just layers to this that put it a little bit above. I'm not defending the price. That's going to be definitely the lowest score, but I don't know. I think a wheated bourbon at 8 years is kind of that sweet spot, 8 to 12. And then it starts kind of getting a little oaky or a little, you have to really be precise on it when a wheated bourbon gets a little older or when a wheated bourbon is too young. So 8 years I think is perfect. I agree with Swan, the proof is perfect. Price, no, I won't agree with that. Adding the cream savor to this,
Genius.
It's really nice.
so good.
I've been saying this a lot since you joined the podcast, but this is what you've done to my brain.
Made you perverted? Oh, Swan.
Where are you going?
My bad. There's a bottle I got to compare to this. I'm going to go see if you've got one.
If I've got one?
Yeah. I know where it's at. I've been here before.
I don't know what's happening
Chaos.
right now. I thought maybe we were going to have to cut some of this out, but no, this is all for the sake of content.
Chaos right now.
Yeah. I truly don't know what he's going for.
Oh, another wheated bourbon that's around the same age that you don't have any left of that we're about to kill a bottle of.
Okay, let's do it.
Do you have any 107?
No, I don't. That's okay. Let's go for it. This was my hospital pour.
This was picked by Dixon. This is...
Okay, but hear me out here. I feel like if you were to pay for this on secondary, this would be roughly
the same price.
more or same price
Yeah,
as
you're
this
right.
Willett.
Exactly.
And
I've yet to see this on secondary anywhere.
I have.
and you've unanimously said that this stuff
Perry
is
Flips. You heard it first.
perfect at the proof.
I didn't put it up on secondary. I just saw it on secondary.
I'm just playing. I kid.
Woo!
I kid.
You said that you really enjoyed the proof point, which we've made an argument that this is a really, really good proof point for this.
Yeah.
It's around the same age. It's wheated. And I think if you were to put this versus retail at this at secondary, and honestly, this at secondary is considerably easier to find. I'm curious. And I'm also doing this because I feel like there's a point to be made as far as how much Willett really has an originality to their profile that is divisive. Because I've yet to find somebody that doesn't like Weller Foolproof.
Adam Terry.
There you go.
Well,
He sent a whole
he's
barrel
got
back once.
Yeah.
I think his circumstance is a little different.
I don't feel right taking the last this because I know what it was used for. So, all right.
Sorry, Eden.
Sorry, Eden.
I don't get to share this with her now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
No, it's okay.
Oh my
I just-
God.
It's okay. There will be other bottles.
You still have that Russell's with Papa Ritter
Oh,
on there?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've got other bottles.
We could probably get another bottle of that. Honestly, we know some people.
You work your magic.
We know some people.
You work your magic.
Are you going to say, and I'll work mine? And this is a competition?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm letting you work your magic.
Okay.
I will say they do not smell completely indifferent from each other.
They're both so good.
But I think that they have this thing where if I didn't know that they were from different distilleries, I would think that they might have been from the same one. There is this backbone of DNA that is so similar between the two of them on the nose.
I think that's just the backbone of being two solid wheated products, like done right.
I will give a little bit of an edge to the Weller Foolproof. because I do think that it has a little bit more roundness to it that the Willett is missing.
Well, I think
It's like the Willett goes a little bit too grainy on the nose.
I don't get grainy. I get softer. I think that little bit of proof really makes the Weller punch a little harder.
I'm with you on that. So I think genuinely the Willett drinks a little softer, a little more kind of well-rounded as far as just how flavorful it is without being like punchy.
Yeah.
Which is nice because you want bolder flavor, less ethanol. That's really the goal of going higher proof. And I think they do it just as good as the Weller, if not better. My problem with it is I feel like I'm on a journey with the Weller. I feel like I get a nose, I get a palate, I get a finish. It develops. The Willett, I feel like the nose and the palate are dead on. They are similar. They're fruitcake, they're confectioner's sugar, they're bright, they're sweet, they're a little chocolate. That's great. But it's the same on both. And then the finish is like non-existent. And that's great, but I've given that quality to whiskeys that are $60.
I think the finish on the Willett is lacking on the first sip. I think you taste the Weller Full Proof and you get a big finish up front. You go, like we said before, as you go to the second sip of the Willett, like the finish starts opening up and it's like, here it comes. It's like it takes a long time for this finish. And is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. Usually I like a big finish right up front.
Yeah.
And the Weller Full Proof has that up front. The Willett is kind of like, here it comes. It's like a slow burn as opposed to the Weller that's right at you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm good to start scoring it. I think you guys are gonna. I'm gonna be honest. I think you're gonna score it significantly higher than I will.
Let's review. Nose, palate, finish, and price. Each category is out of 5. Final score out of 20. Guys, nose on the Willett Black Bottle 8-year-old wheated bourbon.
108 proof. Everything else. I give it a 4.
2.
I mean, I knew this was how it's going to be.
Yeah.
I've had too many 5-year Willett products that I absolutely loved and everybody else hated. So
I gave it a 3. I was right in the middle.
yeah,
I wasn't expecting that. I just don't like the nose. It reminds me of the other Willett, like even non-Willett branded products that are on the market. And truth be told, I just don't like the old Bardstown bottlings.
I love that.
I know you do, and I feel really, really bad
Why?
because
I don't give a crap. Okay. I mean, I said this the other day on Johnson. I don't care.
yeah.
Like, we're all different. Like, that's the point. Like, there's going to be somebody that agrees with you. There's going to be somebody that agrees maybe with me.
That's why there's not 5 bottles on the shelf and just rows and rows and rows of them.
Yeah. No, I don't care a bit. You never have to feel bad.
Well, I gave the nose a 2,
That's fine.
and I gave the palate a 3.
Okay.
I also gave the palate a 3.
I gave it a 3.5. I like the nose a little bit better. I think the palate is solid. I do get some of that butter toast that I get from Willett, but like there's also a little bit more strawberry chocolate. And my problem with this bottle is it takes a couple of sips to get all that. Like,
I don't even think that's a problem.
True.
Yeah.
I guess when you're reviewing something, like, you want to get that note up front, but like it's like I go back to this and I get different notes each sip, and to some people that's probably a bad thing, to other people that's probably a good thing. So
I think that's actually an amazing thing because, I mean, think about it. If you revisited this bottle, you had an ounce every time. You have 25 individual chances just on the pour alone to have a unique whiskey. I don't think that's worth faulting a whiskey at all.
Yeah.
I think that's actually a a good sign that oxidation can really play a factor in how good a whiskey becomes.
Well, and I mean, I look forward to be able to come back to this one.
Yeah.
You know, like I want to take that chance to, you know, say what's changed about this over the, you know, past few months. But
yeah. If I were you, to be honest with you, I would see if I could find one of those bottles that has like a glass topper that really like seals. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like Town Branch does with theirs. I'd pour half of this in there, and then I'd leave the other half in this bottle because those don't oxidize hardly at all. And this is so unique.
Yeah.
And I think that if you, I don't, for whatever reason, I'm getting the feeling like this one's not going to open up well, and it should stay exactly how it is. I don't know. Could just be, I don't know. It's different.
Yeah. Finish, I really don't like, just because it's so light and there's just not much going on. I gave it a 1.5.
I gave it a 2.
I gave it a 3. Only because I like that it opened up with each sip. Like it was like, I got a little bit of nuts and a little bit of banana and all that after each sip, but like it did. I'll admit it took a couple of sips for the finish to open up. So, but that was kind of unique to me. I gave it a 3. So, there you go.
I think this is the part where,
Well, I mean, even I can't agree with the price.
Yeah. I will give it credit for being somewhat of a collector's piece. I mean, that is definitely going to be something that people see on a shelf in your whiskey collection and go, "What's that?"
Or I want, can I try that? Like I did.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. From that perspective, I mean, it's a pretty approachable price. I mean, you're not paying like, you know, a couple $1,000s just because it's in a nice crystal decanter bottle.
Yeah.
And even still, I mean, you know, that whiskey that goes into that might not be 8 years old. So
call them out, why don't you?
Yeah.
Say the release.
Yeah, Woodford Baccarat or whatever the crap.
Baccarat or whatever
Baccarat.
the crap.
Yeah,
I
I
like
don't know. Better whiskeys on the market, better values on the market, but I think that overall, considering, I'm not overly upset about the price on this.
Yeah.
I wish that it were a little bit more affordable. Do I think that this needs to be $80 a bottle? Not necessarily. I could see this pushing maybe $125.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not a $250 bottle of bourbon.
I'm giving it a 1.
Okay. I'm being very generous, I think, with the price.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I'm giving it a 1 for and not a 0 is the fact that it is very unique in flavor profile. And it's the first thing they've done in this bottle. It's going to be a collector's item. That's cool. But realistically, you've got Larceny. You've got Old Fitz. I'm sure at some point we'll have an 8-year weeded from Wilderness Trail that'll be half the price, if not less than half the price.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't even say, well, we're a craft distillery and we had overhead to pay. No, I mean, Wilderness Trail's a craft distillery too, and they've got overhead to pay, and they're still going to be able to come out with an 8-year for less than half the price. I just don't get it. I think this is Willett's kind of scheme that they've had for a lot of their bottles. I mean, I've seen some of the 16-year-olds ones come in for like $1,300. You know, I mean, they're expensive. They always are. Purple wax means expensive. I mean, I've known that ever since I've gotten to whiskey. Is like, if you really want something with purple wax, be prepared to pull out your wallet. Like, that is it. Or the foil at the top. But it's difficult for me to justify the price on this one, especially for it being, in my mind, just like mediocre plus. I just, and again, this is, I'm not the target for this. They've got their audience that's already built. These are the guys that are going to wait out at the distillery that are going to be sending 15, 20 texts the second that it hits the TTB, that are going to be messaging every store owner from the second it hits the TTB about it every single week. I get it. They've got the audience. They're going to pay for it. It's not me. I don't like it. I think it's interesting. It's got a cool fruit note to it. I've had whiskeys that have been way, way less and more available and probably on the shelf now for $35 that I feel like have been of quality.
I think this blows it out of the water.
It's not a wheated bourbon though. Like I mean, I get that it's an 8-year. I mean, I don't know. I'm in the corner here because like
you know what I'm getting from you right now is because I am an older brother. I know when my little brother is upset with me.
I'm not upset with anybody.
or kind of just like doesn't want to fully express the disappointment of a situation because they're trying to be quiet about it because they don't want to rock the boat.
I don't feel like it's bad. I mean, 1/3 of the people on the podcast really enjoyed it, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Because there's been whiskeys where all three of us have hated it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if 33% of the people that tried the stuff enjoyed it versus 0%? That's a big swing, you know?
I don't know. I don't know what to say. I would
just say more for you, man. You got more to yourself.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
I won't share it with anybody. That's not true. I will share it. I don't know. Like, I'm
trying to also be defensive because I don't want to like just sit here and bash something that you clearly like and are enjoying. And
I came into this though knowing that I was going to be the odd man out because there have been 5-year single barrel weeded Willett's that I would pay more for this.
Yeah.
And I know that. And it's like, to me, I think it has layers. I'm not going to say that the price is great because it's not. Like, if this was $150, I'd probably buy 3 of them. But I don't know. I just enjoy that profile. Like, I enjoy, even on their bourbons, the buttered toast note. Like, that's one of my favorite things. Like, even when I first started, like, actually, like, diving into bourbons, like the buttered toast thing, and I get that a little bit here, but I also like knowing that OBC weeder and the Goodfellas weeder that I had that was 5 years. Like, there's just these notes in there that I enjoyed and that I would pay more for. So I gave it a 3. I mean, and that's just probably a 3 based on what I like. I mean, if I'm introducing this to somebody else that's never had it, like, no, like, I can't recommend them paying $250 for this.
That's the thing is, if you rated a 5 because you loved it, you could give this thing a 20 out of 20. No one cares. But that's the thing is, when people go in and they like, okay, I bought the last 4 bottles Eric recommended and I loved all of them. And then they buy the last 4 bottles that I fell in love with, and they're like, I didn't really like the one Swan. I don't know what he's talking about. That's fine. The people listening to the podcast are going to go, everything Eric talks about and he loves, I'm buying that. I'm buying every bit of it. And that's fine.
I don't know if you want to say that, but like I'm
I tried the funky nerds, yeah.
Yeah, fucking
brother.
But I'm not offended or anything like that. Like, but I feel like this is like one of those, like, I knew when we were getting ready to review this, I was like, I'm probably going to be the odd man out on this.
Falling into the vacuum of Willett products. I mean, I think that I would probably score it a little bit higher just if I only was focused on their bottlings.
Yeah.
And I've tried to just be as objective as possible comparing it to, the wider market. But that's also just my own bias.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I think if you put this at $150, it's a 17 out of 20.
Swan brings up a good point. Very quietly, but he brings up a good point.
We have 3 larceny barrel proofs sitting in front of us.
Well, I only know one of them is good. So,
okay, 2 of them are good. One of them is great.
No, one of them's the best of them, and it's better than all of the Elijah Craig. But like that B batch is amazing.
Yeah. But the
other-
C batch is still really good. It's just not as good as the B.
Yeah, but it's not anything that I would bend over backwards to get.
This is the end of the podcast, I think.
I'm
it feels
done.
it
Harry
feels
just
it
kicked me
feels
off.
like no, it feels like we're
like,
dissenting into disagreement that we can never recover from.
Like, it's not like that.
It's totally fine.
Swan, do you have to move? Just kidding.
Yeah, I have to move.
I'm kidding.
I'm just playing. But still, I don't know. I'm done.
I think
I'm
having
done.
multiple people on here with very different profiles is huge, because there's going to be people that side with Eric, and there's going to be people that side with you, and then there's going to be people that are like, I also drink scotch, and that's cool that Swan does that.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's totally fine. I think that's perfect, actually.
I love you.
I love you too.
Didn't even hurt that bad, so you don't have to tell Mom. It's fine.
See you on the back.
I'll hit myself.
In the backyard.
It's a big backyard.
No.
I can run around for a long time before I get tired.
It's a divisive
I'm not
bottle.
mad that I bought that.
It is divisive.
It's divisive. Please try it before you decide to jump on it, unless you know Willett is just something you love.
I think
Yeah.
if you enjoy Willett products and you know that you're going to pay that much, you're not going to feel bad about
Yeah,
this.
for sure.
If you're somebody that's like, you know what, I'm ready to give in to the hype and all that, and you get this, you're probably going to be a little disappointed.
Yeah.
Ask for a sample, ask to share a bottle or something like that. If you're a fan, if you were already a fan, like I can't like, it's hard for me to go into this without saying that I enjoyed younger weeded Willett products
Yeah.
that were just as much.
I think you should just try it before you buy it with this one. It's gonna be a extremely divisive one that's probably gonna end up on some people's top 20 list, and there's some people are gonna think it's the biggest disappointment of the year. It's gonna be all over the place.
Where does this fall for you in your top 10?
It's in the top 10.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Compared to what we've had so far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would probably put the Larceny B batch above this in that top 10.
I might wind up putting this in my honorable mentions this year.
Yeah.
That's good enough for me.
Okay. That being said, I gave it a 9 out of 20.
I did also give it a 9 out of 20.
I gave it a fucking 13 something, so. I'm just going to bottle chug it right now. I'm just going to finish it all
That
off.
would
You
be
know,
really,
really,
fun to see.
No, it,
I just have a weird feeling that's going to oxidize weird and get kind of like once it gets some air to it, it's not going to be the same. So maybe it is one that you're just like, you know what? I bought this just after my birthday. I'm going to finish it in 2 weeks.
this was my birthday
Yeah.
present to
And
myself.
then just go for it. I don't think there's any reason to wait. If you
Fuck
like
me.
it that much right now, go for it. Just go for it. Get a babysitter in there and just drink the whole thing.
Buddy, don't be self-deprecating now.
My guy sitting next to me said, just get a babysitter and just chug the whole thing.
Just go
How
for
am I
it.
supposed to like react to that?
Just have a great time.
Do you think your wife would like this bottle?
I don't know. I'm probably the only one that likes this bottle right now.
Just so mad about it. I feel so bad. I'm not gonna lie, but it's
I don't
not
want
my
anybody to feel bad.
thing. Yeah,
I'm just saying, like,
Can we compare it to the
he's like
the
holding
Weller
it.
bottle?
He's holding it like a little baby.
I am holding it like a little baby because I paid a lot of money for this. But I also didn't give it a good score on the money. So, I mean, yeah.
They're not dissimilar.
No, they're not.
I mean, put it next to it. Isn't it like taller? Is it taller?
Yes.
It's taller.
Like I said, I get the little brother vibes from from one of them.
What are we doing?
I don't know. I think we should probably move into high proof hot takes if we have any.
No, we're gonna drink that that barrel stuff that we pulled out of the
Oh
barrel.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that instead of the high proof hot takes.
I pulled out this limestone branch rye, the 100% rye, too. Well, let's do the barrel.
Let's do it. We got to try that.
Yeah.
You know this has Willett in it, right? Boom!
Limestone branch? What a...
Tell them about this blend, Perry.
Sir Barton Spice. I love that.
Tell them about it.
God, that's dark.
Okay, listen.
So
I love Willett products. I'm sorry. I didn't give this a great score. But the fact that my buddy beside me said you should probably get a babysitter and chug it does not make me feel great, okay? It touches a little bit in the back of the neck, okay?
I like the finish.
But
So we've had this infinity barrel sitting for a while. And the blend of it was rare breed
yeah,
and a Willett single barrel.
8-year rye.
Yeah.
Just drink it out of the
I was
glass.
just going to say, yeah.
Oh, it's so barrely.
And it's been sitting in this barrel for a long time now.
But
Months.
at the time of the tasting, this was
2 weeks.
the favorite
Yeah.
out of most of the stuff. And there was an Elijah Craig 18 in there.
It smells like a shoe store. Doesn't it though? Like the leather
smells
of
like
a
socks.
shoe store.
Yeah, it smells like cotton to me. Like cotton and like Nikes.
Oh no!
That we got to dump that right now. Woo! Wow.
That's bad.
Oh, wow.
That is so infinitely bad.
Oh, wait. Finish.
It's like the palate's fine, and then everything is just downhill.
Nope. I'm not. No, that's awful.
I'm going to keep that.
That is mothballs and your grandma's basement.
I love my grandma. There's something on that finish that I really
Oh,
like.
I hate that.
I'm not finishing that.
Here.
Here, you can just...
Dude, I love the finish on this.
You know,
I'm sorry. I don't even like that a little bit.
honestly,
Yeah,
I
I'll
could
take the
see
finish
that,
on that all
being
day.
good in, like, if you had a barbecue recipe that needed bourbon, and it was just like an overwhelming kind of flavor.
The after finish is not good.
No, nothing about it is good.
If I could just stop it from finishing, it keeps finishing. Like this is a bukkake right now. Like in the beginning,
We're really gonna get into that now.
no.
Apparently,
In the beginning, it's okay, but then like I'm just done after like the third finish. Like whoa,
The third finish, stop.
yeah, stop. Like you stop at the first finish. Like oh god, I'm gonna finish this in something. I'm gonna take the rest of this and I'm gonna finish it in
Go
a
for
snack
it.
cake.
Just gonna finish this in fudge rounds.
Yeah. Whoo, baby.
that is awful. Ugh. Yeah,
Well,
let's
the color's nice.
let's dump the rest of it though.
I'm dumping it right into something.
What
I'm
if it
taking
gets
home.
better?
It's not going to.
I'm going to finish it in something that gets better. I'm going to blind you both on it.
Okay. I just don't want any more of it as it stands right now.
All right.
I really don't like that.
Somebody get us out of here.
We have to do tips and bits.
Tips and bits.
I don't even know if I have any.
Don't listen to me. I watched The Samaritan on Amazon Prime, which is
How'd you like it?
it was so bad.
Just like
This
that Willett.
This so bad. Okay.
Just leaning into it a little, you know.
I don't think anybody said this is so bad when you said the review.
No, I didn't. I've had worse reviews literally since
Yeah,
I've
I
been
know
back.
you have. Yeah, I listened before I was even on this podcast. I know what you do.
He just really hit me with I know more than you do.
Yeah.
No, I've said I've listened. I know you're really bad.
You know who we are. You know, this just hit me. The younger brothers of Jimmy Jr. from Bob's Burgers.
God.
That's who we are,
Possibly.
and he's Jimmy Jr.
Yeah. The Samaritan.
Not good.
Sylvester Stallone. Superhero movie. Not good. Not bad. If you have young kids that want to watch a superhero movie, they're
Wait,
probably
I thought you said it was bad.
not good, not bad, not great.
Neutral.
Neutral.
Oh, okay.
If you're a 9-year-old child. If that makes sense.
Okay.
I just don't feel like he should be making super.
I think he has
the
fake,
Italian stallion.
I think he has fake teeth in it. And the de-aging CGI flashback looks like a video game. But it's basically a superhero movie. It's a superhero movie about two twins that land on Earth. One's supposedly bad, one's supposedly good. And there's a little kid.
put this episode out?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we can. We should.
It's better
called
than
The
another
Power
benchmark
of-
episode.
Vecna?
Editing. So we're gonna see what you got, boy.
I want to see what I did with that there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was expecting last week a copyright claim for the Defenders of the Earth
Because
theme.
you played like 30 seconds of it.
We didn't get anything.
Okay. Well,
It
you
was
can-
completely clear.
You can do whatever you want then.
That's not true.
If you have little kids and you want to watch a superhero movie that's not great, but they're going to enjoy it, watch The Samaritan. Otherwise, skip it if it's just you watching a made for Amazon Prime movie. So, skip it.
I'll do that. Tips and bits for me. I went back and rewatched all the Harry Potter movies and just been going through basically everything HBO Max has
Wait,
to
really?
offer. Yeah.
I did that recently for the first time.
Yeah.
You rewatched them for the first
Well, so
time.
I watched
I'm
all
gonna
of them.
pee and cry in the bathroom.
I watched
So,
all of them except for the first one. Because the first one, like, it kind of takes you out of the immersion a little bit when you see him in the Quidditch scenes. But I would just seriously recommend just like rewatching a series. Like I also did it with the Divergent series. I did that too. Rewatched all those.
Yeah.
Those were actually pretty good. I think that one was kind of hard to follow because they changed the name of it. It wasn't like Divergent 1, 2, and 3. It was like Divergent, Allegiant, and something else.
Right.
And so I watched all those again. And I've just been having a good time like rewatching like full series of things. And so I've been doing that and just pouring some stuff. And honestly, like the Middle West stuff that I've been trying, I've tried 3 things from them now, and all of them have actually been pretty good. So tips and bits usually does not include whiskey, but seriously, I would really recommend checking out some of the Middle West stuff. I could see some people being like absolute fanboys of it in the near future and like really pressing for it. And even then, like when I heard about this, it was because of somebody really gushing over it. So I would watch some video series again, like the full movie series of something, just like back to back, or try to stay up for 2 towers and watch all the Lord of the Rings
fall
stuff.
asleep very quickly.
Yeah.
I'm going to very quickly do mine because I think it's going to be funny for us to start wrapping up before Eric gets back.
Mm-hmm.
But the new Lord of the Rings TV show on Amazon is so good. I love it so much. It reminds me a lot of the Peter Jackson movie. He's my good time boy. My sweet cheese. We didn't make it. That's all right. But it just feels like it is in that same world that the Jackson movies were created in. And I know that they're not like 100% accurate to the books and whatnot, but they are still so enjoyable and rewatchable. And Two Towers is one of my favorite movies of all time.
I think you're hitting on some of the same things I was hitting on. It's just really nice to like immerse yourself in a universe.
Yeah. Oh no, for sure.
And instead
Absolutely.
of, because I mean that's what everybody's loved about Marvel.
Please bottle chug that.
It's whatever. Did you get a babysitter?
So good.
Help.
That's a good bottle chip. I'll be honest.
Help. It's just nice to immerse yourself in the universe.
Yeah,
I like
That's all I'm
no,
getting
it
at.
is.
a lot.
But I really do enjoy the new Lord of the Rings movie or show, whatever. Let's get out of here. We're all anyway. Eric, bring us home.
I don't want to.
Okay,
Swan, bring us home.
I'm not doing
I'm
it.
just playing. I'll bring us home. Give me a
you don't have to.
No, I want to. That's my thing. Like, I want to make sure I'm still part of this podcast. So
You're not going to not be a part of it.
you're going to kick me off. I can feel
I'm
it.
not going to.
You are.
Please don't. I like listening to it when I'm not here.
I'm just playing. I like this Willett. So even though nobody else does. I'm just playing. If you want to support the show and send me treats that will make me happy and send stuff to Perry that will make him not kick me off the show for having a broken palate, you can support the show on... Just playing. I'm just playing.
I'm so glad I sat some pours out this episode.
You can support the show on... Oh, okay. I saw that.
I said it was a good call and a good idea that he set out some pours.
Did.
Oh, okay. I thought you said good call. Like
It's
pick him.
it's 2:10 on a Friday
I
afternoon.
know.
So
Patreon / My Bourbon Podcast. For as little as $1 a month, you can support the show, and at $5, you get all the bonus content. Pours from the floor, Sampling Irresistible, the new shit that we're putting out. It's $1. You probably got that under your rug right now. If you lift up your rug as you're listening to this, you'll probably find 4 quarters. So support the show. If you want to send an email to thisismybourbonshop@gmail.com, you can ask a question, ask us to review something, send something to review or pair. thisismybourbonshop@gmail.com. If you want some merch, bourbonshop.threadless.com or whiskeymutant.shopify.com. Swan, do you have a merch store?
I don't.
That's what I thought. If you want to leave a barrel ring segment where we listen to your voicemail and reply to you on the air, that's your easiest way to get on the show. 859-428-8253. Then on all social media, you can follow the show at My Bourbon Pod, at PRitter1792, at Swan TB fucking F.
That's
No, don't put the fucking in there. It's just Swan TBF. He's the bourbon finder.
one of us my Finsta.
And then if you want to swallow me. If you want to follow me,
Yeah.
at Whiskey Mutant on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all that stuff. And then follow the show on YouTube. I mean, I said it.
if you want Eric to swallow
That's a whole different Patreon.
a
tier.
McGriddle with cheese,
Oh, fuck no.
no, yes,
$100 pledge right now.
no, we got to do it. Look, it's not that bad.
And I'll finish it with this Willett out here.
All right, sure. Send us a message when you sign up for the Patreon.
Just sign up and send them. I don't care if it's the dollar tier. Eric, Cheese McGriddle, finish with Willett 8-year that he paid full price for.
I want one so bad right now.
You're a psycho. I'll do it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'll pour it over it too.
All right.
All right. Where are we at? Oh, YouTube. Follow the show on YouTube. Perry Goes Live every Thursday night.
It's the
at
worst
8.
episode ever.
Why?
It's just, I don't know. It's not you.
I feel like it is me. Follow the show on YouTube. Perry Goes Live every Thursday at 8. I join him every couple of months when I'm off work. Swan, he's in the chat. You can talk to Swan in the chat. And then just like, subscribe to the show on whatever you use. Leave a review. We'll read your 5-star review. We'll leave your 1-star review. We don't care. We got a new Patreon.
You're right. We do have a new patron this week.
Yeah, I saw him at Kroger.
Well, it's Brandon Ennels.
Yeah, I saw him at Kroger.
Well, how did you convince him to support the show?
It was in the bakery section. He had already got some meat from the meat section.
Oh, okay.
So he was looking around, and I said, man, you look like a guy that likes bourbon. And I said, you should listen to the podcast. And he said, you know what? I do like bourbon. I said, what are you trying to make over there? And he was trying to make some pulled pork sandwiches. And I was like, listen, grab some of those Hawaiian rolls over there. Then smoke your pork butt for about 7 hours. Add a little barbecue sauce, add a little bourbon to it, and thank me later. And he did. He thanked me later. And he said, you know what? I joined the Patreon. He said, I want to get all that sweet content. All the shit that nobody else hears. And he did. And here we are. And he mailed me one of his Swiss roll pulled pork sandwiches. 3 days later, still good.
Well, here's
3 days later, still good.
Well, here's the thing about Brandon too. He asked for the Mutant McNugget meal when he signed up for the Patreon.
Well, he's going to get it.
So go
He's
back a
going
few
to
episodes
get
if
it.
you don't know about that, and you will find out that if you sign up at basically
he's gonna
any
get
tier
it.
now, which is stupid, I think, on our part.
No.
All right. Well,
No.
regardless,
It's smart.
you
You get day old nuggets.
Brandon's gonna get some.
You always get a sample.
Very true. Very, very.
You can
true.
choose to eat the nuggets and the fries 3 days old, whether you like it or not. But the sample is going to be okay. You know what? The first person who does that, I'm going to send this to him too. The next person after him gets a sample of this too.
Okay. I think we need to get out of here.
Why?
That'd probably be wise.
I think it's
Why?
probably for the best that we end this episode. We'll see you guys next week. Until then, I'm Perry.
I'm Swan.
I'm Eric. I like this bottle. I'm sorry. My palate's broken. I love you all. And this is Eric. And this is my Bourbon Podcast.